show you shit that you might not know. Welcome, my friend, to the BWIT show.
How's it going? How's it going, everyone? I want to welcome y'all back to the show today. Give y'all a little time to come on and join in before we get started here. How y'all been doing out there? I know it's been some tough times out here lately. Haven't been able to drop videos as consistently as I would have liked to here in the last couple of months. I think it's been a couple of months since I actually have dropped a video. But we're back. I'm back at it. So uh, right now I'm having some slight camera related issues. My previous camera kind of went down, so I got one on order. So we'll be back on the spotlight when I get that back going. So you guys come on in here. I'm glad you guys are tuning in. I appreciate you. If this is your first time checking out my video or any of my videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become a permanent uh, subscriber to the channel. I'm your host, your humble host, JC. This is BWIT TV, um, the host for some of the most interesting conversations in technology that you're going to find here. Um, I like to talk about tech. We keep it tech so you can tech this out. All right, so but what I got on the schedule, on the agenda for you guys today is, I like to come across um, tools, software, things that can help productively, help you do things a little better, help you do things, even test out things and try things out. You guys know that I'm pretty big and interested in cloud computing type of technologies. Linux containers, in particular, is what I dabble around with. And I uh, I came across here lately. I came across a particular web interface called it's LXD UI. So it's a user interface, web-based user interface for the Linux containers. Allows you to create and the reason why I'm talking about this because I kind of messed around with it. I installed it myself because it it if you're not a big fan of kind of playing around with and messing around with generating these containers from the command line interface, well, this is probably you can try this out. You can get this in GitHub. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in and get started so I can show you guys this. And if you want, you can follow along on the web browser. That's pretty much what I'm going to do here. I'm going to walk through and show you guys exactly what to do here. Because sometimes having a visual representation of what you want to follow along with helps out quite a bit here. So here's a prerequisites here. I mean, it's getting started here. Like I said here, this is LXD UI. It's a visual interface for LXD and LXC tool set. Okay. So and what I did is I drew up a virtual machine that we're going to do this in. I've already got it installed on my standalone machine, so I don't want to go in and kind of alter or mess that up. So, but what we're going to do, we're going to show you this from a bare scratch install. We're going to install this on Ubuntu 20.04. That's the Focal Fossa long-term support release. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So if you go ahead and log into your machine. Now these instructions should work really across the board. I mean, whether you're running Ubuntu or another Debian-based distribution. So let's go ahead and log in. I think I remember. Do I even remember the? Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if I remember the login on here. Don't y'all forget, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Go ahead and tap that post notification button so y'all can be notified when I drop these new gym videos for you. I try to make sure I come across some good content. Content people would all, content that you all would enjoy seeing. I mean, I know there's a lot out there. All right, so we're going to get logged in here. All right, we're in there. Let me go ahead and make some adjustments so I can get my screens situated here. Sorry about that. All right, so this is what we're going to do. All right, so first things first, once you get logged in, go ahead and open up a terminal window. A lot of this initially is going to be from the terminal window here. So first things first, you want to update your system. That's the first thing. Make sure everything is up to date. Nothing needs to be installed. All packages are ready to rock. That you can do, you can see there's sudo apt update. This up so we can get a nice good view. All right, this is doing this thing here. So what? And if you're not familiar with GitHub, go ahead check out GitHub, man. They got a lot of, you'll find a lot of great projects and tools, things you can try on there. See, that's why I said, I got some updates on this VM. So let me go ahead and update and upgrade this VM real quick, and then we'll get everything popping off here. And you guys can also, you know, I got all my social media stuff. You guys can follow me also on the gram. If you guys want to follow me on the gram, what's my Instagram deal here? Yeah, y'all can follow me on the gram at BD01001. So that's B as in boy, D as in dog, 01001 at the gram. Y'all can hit me up on Twitter also. On Twitter, y'all can follow me at TechMeOut. So y'all can tech me out. And that's at Twitter. So y'all can hit me up on all my social media stuff. Y'all can check me out on Facebook too. BWIT Consulting LLC on Facebook. So y'all check out all my social media sites and stuff. Go subscribe to all my channels and things like that. So I'll tell you, I enjoyed this. I think you guys will like this, especially if you want to dive into doing developmental work. You want to test out messing around with Linux containers itself. If you want to um, uh, create or build out some standalone applications. This is these Linux containers are perfect for that, and this web interface is awesome. I seen one in the past that I tried out that didn't work out very well, but this one is actually under adaptive. Who are these guys here? adaptive scale. Um, you can find this under GitHub and adaptive scale. I'll put the link down in the GitHub. The link for their GitHub. I'll put it in the description. Um, these I like what these guys put together here, and I think you will too. So bear with me here. We're gonna get this thing rocking here. We gotta do the updating here. I probably should have had this ready to roll, but you know. Rolling through here. Y'all bear with me. I appreciate y'all joining in. I know it's like I said, it's been a little minute here. I want to get back in the groove of putting my content back together here for you. I had an idea. I thought about kind of making like a little doing some short 4 or 5, maybe 6 minute tech news breaks where I just kind of uh, do some brief synopsis on some of the latest news out there in technology. You guys give me your thoughts and feedback on that. I appreciate that. But I was giving that some thought, as an additional added segment to the program. Y'all keep in mind this is a virtual machine, so um, I'm not running some robust thing here. So this is just for my lab purposes. While we waiting, don't forget y'all hit that subscribe button for me. Hit that subscribe button for your man, and go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Don't wait. Do it now. Do it now. And I'll have some more gems I'll be dropping for you guys to showcase a few other things for you on some later broadcasts. I don't know. Do you call is a recording? Because I'm recording. Is that actually a broadcast, or is it hold on? I think my screen. Yeah, hold on. Let me go back in. All right. Okay, we just about there. All right. So wow, it's taking longer than I would have expected, but hey, y'all can watch, you know, uh, some of this stuff go on. So this is all part of installing software, installing new things, trying out new programs, applications, and stuff like that. Bam. Okay, well, there we go. We done. Is it? I'm gonna do a good reboot just to feel warm and fuzzy. Let's go up here. We'll restart our VM, and then we'll have rock in here. Typically, you shouldn't have to do this, but it was a few things that it took, like some kernel updates. It looked like it grabbed. So, there we go. I know I probably don't have a little bit of the best commentary out there, but I guess I'm not here to really be funny, I guess, all the time, but I got jokes. I got jokes. I can keep it real, I can keep it funny, keep you entertained. That's how I do it like that sometimes. I can do it like that sometimes. Because I'm walking you through this, I want this to be if you follow exactly what I do, you shouldn't have any problems, any problems. Because I know a lot of times, they jot stuff down and kind of walk you through, have a set of instructions for you to do, but don't actually kind of show you the process and the steps. And that's what we like to do here. I like to kind of show you guys the process and the steps. All right. So let's go ahead and get back in here. And once you get if this is a fresh system, fresh Ubuntu install that you're working with, there may be a couple of packages that we'll need, or packages that we'll need to install additionally to get so I can actually do the download what we need to download here. So let's go ahead and open up our terminal again. Once we get that up, okay, good. Now let's, just so I know we got that installed, we're gonna make sure here sudo apt install. We're gonna get git and python 3 dash pip python 3 pip. So let's do that. So, yeah, password check, should have some stuff for it. That's what I thought. So best, that's why I said best to have, make sure you got your system kind of completely updated so we know, you don't run into any headaches along the way. This fake news. So at this point, what we've done is we just doing some, I guess you can say uh, pre work, just to make sure our system is uh, updated, adequate, and at some base level before we perform any additional software installing. So we're gonna get to the good stuff. We finna get to the good stuff. And like I said, we're doing this on Ubuntu 20.04, which is the current long-term support release. Uh, Now this, what we're running, what we're going to install, this should in theory work on any um, Linux operating or Linux distribution that you may have. Just we're running this on Ubuntu because that just happens to be what I particularly like. So you can use whatever you want to like, whatever you want to try. But we're running this right here. All right, so we got that. Everything's good now. Let's go ahead and do what we gotta do here. What you want to do is you can. I typically like, just so you can have a keep things organized. Let's say I'm going to go ahead and create a directory in our home directory. We're going to call it apps. or let's just for the sake of it, yeah, let's leave it at apps. So there we go. And there's our apps. Let's change into our apps directory. Okay. Go. There's nothing in there. And this is just like I said to keep our install isolated. We know where it is. It's not, some stuff you can install out here in your home directory, but after a while that kind of starts to get a little congested if you have too much out there showing up in your home directory. All right, so for the first step here is we've done all the prerequisite stuff here, which they do have some prerequisite stuff here that they want you to make sure you have. Oh, I should have mentioned that. So main thing, so let's step through the prerequisites here. Let me pull this over here for you. Let's step through these so we all on the same page here. So number one, install LXD. That's what's used to create your container environments and your container-based systems. Your containers that you can work with. Python 3, pip, which we just installed. OpenSSL, which should be installed by default. ZFS, I guess you can install. Let me see here. I don't think I think that's already installed. Because I actually went through and I did LXD already, but I'm not going to go through and step through the prerequisites. I'll leave that for you guys to kind of jump through. So they've got a lot of stuff here, and here's actually the prerequisites here. Let's go ahead and do this here so you can actually see, and also I can feel warm and fuzzy that I have everything in place, and I am not. There we go. ZFS. Yeah, I didn't have ZFS, so it's going to install that for us. That'll be so. Just to recoup, you can step through here, go to the prerequisite, hit that prerequisite link, go through here. I would do this prior to you installing LXD right here via Snap, because you want to make sure you have the most current version of of LXD. And if you step through there, install that sudo snap, install that, and then go through the initial steps, because it's going to ask you a few questions. It's basically setting up the LXD environment. So before you install any of this code, this LXD, the GUI, make sure you do have the prerequisites installed. So all of this, go through here and sudo snap, and then hit LXD. I'm not going to go through the initial piece of that. You guys can step through that. Have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. I typically try to respond in a pretty good amount of time. So that's that. All right, so let's move on back. We're going to go back to our what's going on? All right, there we go. All right, so that's done. So the next step is we have to download in our location here that GitHub. We're going to clone that location. So git git clone. We're going to https://github.com/adaptive scale /LXDY.git. Oh, that's my fault. Typo. Gotta make sure what you're typing. Alright, so there we go. cloning. Shouldn't take long. Bam, ls, and there's our LXD UI interface. All right, so we've downloaded our repository from the GitHub repository. We've got that. This next step is optional. I would recommend it because you can install this in a standalone, create a standalone Python environment, virtual environment that you can run this out of. So that way you can, you don't have to install it globally. Uh, you can install it globally if you want to fully run it on your system. Um, but we're gonna, for the purpose of what I'm showing, I'm actually going to create a virtual environment, and we'll walk you through doing that here. And all of these steps are on the website here on the GitHub repository location. So, excuse me. All right. So next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and create our virtual environment. Okay, and you can give your whatever you want to call your virtual environment. I'm going to call it lab env. There we go. So that's going to create a base virtual environment. So now if you see here now, there's our virtual environment here. Highlight that for you. Bam, there we go. So what you want to do here next is you want to activate your virtual environment so you can start working inside of it. So what you want to do is source and lab env bin and then activate. So now you see you got that lab env right there back behind you. That lets you know that you're in your virtual environment now. So now we are going to use pip and get our GUI set up. Okay, so what you want to do is ls, you want to go into your LXD UI folder, and there's two options here you can do, which they show you this on the site here. You can use pip, or you can use the setup. You can use the setup script there. So it's up to you. They both will get you the same results. One is just installing with pip. The other one is using setup tools. I'm gonna try, and we're gonna do this with pip. So what you do is say pip 3 install from the current directory space and then user space dash dash and then user. We're gonna blow the screen up. Not visible. Okay, so that didn't work. That didn't work for me. So we're gonna use setup tools, which is Python 3 setup install user. Oh, what we got here? Home by does not support the path Python path. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go back here, sudo, and there we go. So it was a permission thing there. So make sure they don't actually tell you that here in the instructions. They tell you to type Python standalone, but make sure you run this as super user. So you want to put sudo before your Python there, and that it will kick that off. Right, so we'll let that run and do its thing. Don't worry, folks. We'll figure it out. You know, regardless, you know, you run into roadblocks, you know, you figure out, you know, sometime when you're trying to get from point A to point B, hey, you learn to figure it out. Figure out if a path gets blocked, you figure it out. Alright, so it says finish processing dependencies. It says that all looks good. Alright, so we in there like then. Let's clear the screen. And the next thing really, we gotta start the interface. And they give you two options. You can just type in LXD UI start, or you can run the run.python file. We'll attempt both here. We'll start with the Python file first, so which is Python 3, and you're going to say run.py, run.py, and say start. And let's drop a sudo in front of it just in case. I'm rocking it off. Biggity bam. There we go. HTTP. And there you go. It says LXD UI started running on the 0.0.0.0.0.0 colon 15151. So it gives you a process ID, and you can control C to quit, stop the web interface. Alright, so now I guess that's our test. We're going to check it out and see here. Now, essentially, having the HTTP with all zeros for the address, that's essentially should allow you to access that GUI from any other machine on your network. But so I can show you that this is up. We're going to open up from the system we installed it on, and we're going to access this interface, which is the local machine. And they've got the you can either copy and paste what they showed you there, or you can type in what I'm showing you here, HTTP colon / 127.0.0.1. That's HTTP colon, hit the wrong thing, 127.0.0.1. Oh, what's going on here? Okay. Oh, they don't like you. Okay, HTTPS colon / 127.0.0.1 colon, and what was that? That port was designated was 15151. We'll hit enter, and I put S, and I think it's just HTTP. Yeah, there we go. Say, okay, just telling you about your site's not secure. Say, okay, I got it. And so that's our interface right there. And by default, the default username and password, which they provide you at the site, the default account is admin, and then admin, and then you can change it at a later time. So we'll go ahead and log in. You can save that if you like, so you don't know what your password is for the time being, or you don't. Alright, so this is our interface. As you can see here, it says we're running LXD version 4.8. We don't have anything, but this is the interface here. I'll drop you through here just to show you a few things here. Now, I will say, me playing around with this, one kind of caveat was that um, some of the configuration did not seem to work straight out of the uh, from the web interface itself, such as the network storage pools. It works a little different. It uses a JSON configuration, and I'll show you this here. Like I said, see, I'm hitting. It doesn't necessarily let you edit any of the config right from the interface itself. So that's one caveat to just keep in mind. Other than that, I'll show you what you have to do here to actually get images on here and start testing out containers. As you can see here, it's scanning. So what you got here, it's got some nightly builds, it's got remote builds, and it's just got tons and tons of distributions that you can go through. You can filter them out based on architecture. So if you're looking for just regular 64-bit, you can go through here. I mean, they have, this is all Arch Linux. If you keep going, you've got CentOS from 6 to 8. We've got Debian. We've got one that's called Duvan, which I'm not familiar with. I never heard of that. We've got Fedora. We've got Gentoo. Mint. Kali. What else do we have down here? OpenSys. OpenWRT. We've got Oracle. I mean, the list is on. Ubuntu, Void Linux, down here at the very, so that's, it stretches from 1 to 11. So what you do is you go through there, find what you're looking for. So you guys can have a visual here. Find what you're looking for. Say, okay, I want, oh, look at it, Sabian PID. We want to get Focal here. It's Focal AMD 64, so we want this. What you do is check what you're looking for, go up here, and you say download. So then every time you want to launch a container or an instance, you select the image, and we'll show you here, and then we'll get ready to wrap this up. As you can see down here, this is LXD version 2. So everything is the latest. Copyright. Here's that company that makes this. Adaptive Scale. You can click the link, takes you right to their site. Kind of talks about them and what they do. All right, so there you go. Success. Image successfully downloaded. So there. It appears now under our images selection on the left. You click that, and here it is. It gives you the size and everything. Now, if you want to create a container, you simply check that there. There are several ways you can do it, but for the initial build out, you say that, say launch container. Then it takes you to the image creation here, which you can give it it propagates a name for you automatically, or you can give it a name yourself. Here's how many CPUs, I'm not CPUs, but quantity. So this will actually create multiple at one time for you. So if you want several, change that. Here's persistent for the space. Here's auto start. So when LXD loads up, your container will just automatically start. You've got CPU allocation, memory usage. You can designate, change these default settings. You've got some profiles here, which are pretty good. I do. Where's that at? Because there was. Let me see. So yeah. So once you do all, you go ahead and select this default, and we can go ahead and we'll hit create. Oh, no storage pools. So, slight problem there for me. And that's because I didn't have. So let me do something here. And that's probably because I installed ZFS after the fact. Let's go here, we'll control, let's stop that. And what we'll do is we're going to say LXD. Alright, so here's what we're going to go. We're going to step through here, do all the default init LXD setup stuff. Hit no. Do you want to create storage pool? Yes. Okay, name for storage pool. We're going to leave all this default. That's default. Create new ZFS pool. Say yes. Okay, would you like to, what is this here? Would you like the existing empty blocks? Leave that default as no. Storage size, you can change that if you like. We're going to leave that as default. Default on that. How would you like to create new network bridge? We'll say yes. That's fine. Leave that default. IP address. You can leave it auto. It'll automatically generate a subnet, or if you have a subnet, you can put that in. We'll let it auto generate a subnet. We'll leave it there. Okay, IPv6. We'll leave that. Would you like to access available over the network? So default is no. You can change this and it'll allow your machine to be accessible over the network. I'm going to say yes. Okay. Bind the address to bind. You're going to say default. Leave that default. Port. You're going to leave that default. This for the clients. This is the password that's going to be for new clients that you set up, or new instances for new containers. Okay, would you like the stale cached images to be updated automatically? That's default. Would you like this on no for YAML, LXD, and NIP precede to be printed? That's no. Okay, we'll let that do that. I probably should have did that earlier after I installed the ZFS, the file system, because we did have that missing. But hey, it's all part of the process here. You guys will, you're still getting something out of this. Kind of seeing the process, kind of stepping through. Even if I unintentionally miss doing a few things. So we'll let that pop and do what it's got to do there. And y'all don't forget, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You know, make that algorithm pop off for me. So y'all hit that subscribe, hit that like button, share this video with your friends, with your partners, all your IT partners and friends, all your folks that kind of want to get down on the get down here. So y'all share this. All right. Shouldn't be taking this long, but we're gonna keep doing. We're gonna move right along. We keeping it pushing, keeping it pushing, keeping it pushing. I hope this old backup thing ain't right. Every time I stick my portable hard drive in this. Okay, there we go. Okay. man, failed to automatically find an unused IP subnet. All right, so let's run through it again. I'm gonna no. Would you like to? That's fine. That's fine. We'll keep everything default as we did before. Okay, network bridge. That's fine. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. IPv4. Let's do this. Oh snap! I hit the wrong thing. Yeah, I did. That's my fault. All right. Would you like LXD to NAT IPv4 traffic on your bridge? Default is yes. We're gonna leave that. Okay. Leave that IPv6. We're gonna say none because I'm not doing my IPv6. Would you like LXD to be networked? Let's say for the purposes because since we keeping everything default, I'm gonna leave it default. Okay. I do want it to be available on the network though. Let's no, let's leave it default. Leave everything default. Would you like? Oh, so that's default. Default back on the YAML. All right, so that looks like we did the dang thing there. So what you to make sure your interface and things were created, you can say IP space A. All right, check it out. So there you go. There's our LXD bridged interface. You see we've got our address there. It's got our interface address. So we should be golden now. What I want to do here now, let's go ahead and start that back up. Our interface. All right, so now let's go back to there now, and we will refresh our screen. All right, look at there. So there now, as you can see, here's our, it's got our bridge, I mean our storage pool right there. Looks good. Okay, look at there. There's our, here's our, here's our network bridge. Looks good. Looks really good. All right, so let's go back to our image. All right, here we are. Now, let's go ahead and see if we can get her up and give her a spin. Let's go click on that checkbox and let's launch that. Oh, I hit on the wrong thing. Sorry, folks. So, new instance. Here we go. Nervous booth. We got our image selected. I'm not going to auto start mine. We're going to leave everything else default. Make sure your profile selected. And let's go ahead and click on create. It should be just, bear with us here. It should be just about, you know, it would have aired out on us if it was any issues by now, which I'm confident this is going to work. I had to make that, go back through and do that. So I guess to cap that off, you want to uh, make sure on those prerequisites that you do the LXD initialization, so you can set that configuration part of it up. So that's on the prerequisite now. All right, so there we go. Successfully created our container. As you can see here now, let's click on that. There we go. We've got our image architecture. What I like about this too here, they have this file manager feature where you can actually upload. Actually, it gives you a physical kind of file manager view of your container appliance. And like I said, one caveat is that some of these features do not work very well, or they don't work at all. At least on mine, I've tried, unless they've made some changes or there's been a recent update. But so let's start this so I can at least show you how this works. Let's go ahead and start the container. Nervous Booth. What a ironic name for be doing an install. I'm installing a container called Nervous Booth. Alright, so it says our container was successfully started, but I am highly... Okay, there we go. So I had to refresh. So now it says we're running. As you can see here, it gives us an IP address. This is of our container. And what you do here is go over and click under Actions, and you can actually open up a terminal right to within the browser, accessing your instance. And there you go. So there we have it. There's our, and you created a user root. It creates the password that you set up when you create the instance. Here's our IP, and you have an actual running system. You can ping out to the internet. There you go. That's LXD with our LXD user interface, web interface, running on top of the LXD platform. Like I said, this, if you want to try out containers, try them out, have a easy mechanism, an easy way to launch, deploy, bring them up, shut them down, and so you have a way to easily mess around and play with applications. You can take these and practice setting up various different other applications or appliances within this environment. Now, I have, so I can kind of top this video off. I don't want to make this too long. I want to show you, some of you say, well, how do I go about, you say if you want to, let's say you want to have, you create containers and you want to, let's say, expose them to your actual, your local area network. So they'll actually, these containers running on a machine, they'll actually get IP addresses from your local DHCP LAN. So you can access them. They'll be, fully accessible right from your local network. Okay, so the way that you achieve this here is you have to create a macvlan profile. Okay, and that's within LXD. I'm going to do that really fast. Okay, really fast. Okay, so let's go here. Let's shut that down. Okay, and what we want to do is going to open up another terminal in another tab here, and then what I'll do is say LXD profile list. Oh, I'm sorry, LXC. Okay, a little bit different from the command line. All right, so there you go. Shows you the default profile. So, and what you want to do is to create a macvlan profile. So what we're going to do is type in LX, let's say sudo LXC profile, create macvlan, macvlan. All right, there we go. So that created our Mac. You have to create a profile for your macvlan. Alright, so check this out now. So we go back, show profile list. It goes our macvlan. Alright, so we need to add the NIC that we're going to use for this. Okay, and let's do this here. IP route show default. Oh, hit the wrong button. Alright, so here's our default route via 10.0.0.2.2. Okay, and here's our interface, ENP0S3. Let's copy that. So our next step is, I would just do all this is make sure you're doing most of these commands as super user. Say sudo profile device add macvlan. You're going to put in, that's that interface, and say NIC. You're going to say NIC type equals macvlan parent equals EMP is S3. Let's hit enter. Okay. Oh, typo on my part. Sudo LXC. All right, there we go. Device EMP03 added to macvlan. All right. So we can kind of check that out and say LXC profile show macvlan. So there we go. Shows all that for us. We're looking good. So now we can go back to our and run our web interface for our LXD UI interface. Okay, now we'll go back to our browser. Let's go ahead and we'll refresh. We may have to log back in, or we may not. Okay, we may have messed up something here. Hope I didn't. Let's take a look though. Alright, there we go. so we're bouncing along here. So I'm going to show you what we did. I'm going to show you the end result. So now I can go in here now and create another container. Sharp Vohard, we'll leave you sharp. Take auto off, we'll leave all that set. Oh, bam. So now you see here we have another profile added on. Here's our macvlan profile. Go ahead and show you. Let's click on profiles real quick before we start that off. So as you can see here, here's our profiles here, macvlan, parent. So that's been updated. Like I said, these are all JSON files. If you're not familiar with those, you can kind of Google information about those. So let's go back here. We're going to create our container so I can show you what that. And what this will do is you're going to see a different IP address on here, because we'll have one container actually running, getting default setting network information, and we'll have one getting information from our Mac VLAN profile. So we got that priceless Heisenberg. Priceless Heisenberg. Priceless Heisenberg. All right, so now let's create that. What is this? Creating record failed instance, invalid device. Detecting root disk, no root device could be found. What are you talking about here? Okay. Oh. Okay, so that we're missing. I'm gonna show you. So this is what is missing here, is this root and the path to the disk. So easy way to correct that is if you just click on this JSON. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not it. So you click on update profile for the profile itself. Go click on where it says devices JSON, and you see this right here, right here, root. What you can do is I'm trying to get it to. Okay, well, let's do this. So we'll copy. We'll make a change on it though. So back, what we want is this bottom piece there. So what you do is you go in here, go back, okay, enter, no, enter, Control V, and then we'll go back here and take all of this out, and take that out. Opens, closes. Okay, there we go. So we got that update profile, and it still doesn't know. Okay, so what did I config? Device profile. Okay. We have a little technical like difficulty type thing here, but just bear with us, you know. I think that comma went there. And root, okay. Bad string. Okay, so where are you at? Since I got a bad string. Um, 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 hold on. We're going to get this here. Let's go back here. So that opens in here, comma. Update. Okay, what is this running on? Let me see. Let me, so I think I'm having just some issues with my keyboard and mouse here. I don't know why this is doing this, but there we go. So there, and then comma went to there, and then okay, that looks right now. Okay, that looks right. Let's save that now. There we go. All right, there we go. So it's there now. So now let's go do it now. I appreciate you guys hanging in. This is the last piece of it. We're gonna let you go, let you get up out of here. So let's go and do this now. Pensive Wozniak. We'll take Pensive Wozniak. Now let's go here. We're gonna select our macvlan. Okay, now we're gonna create. All right, Wozniak's been created. We're gonna start Wozniak. All right, there we go. Wozniak is running. We'll let that screen refresh. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna turn off Nervous Booth, or actually no, because I want y'all to see this. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on the main container screen so I can get a refresh. And bam, as you can see there, we've got a whole different IP address. This is getting an address from the host DHCP. So here's our machine here. Here's our EPN, the main link, as you can see here. Look at there. So this is a host machine, IP address. Let's go back, show y'all this. Here's host machine. Here's IP address of container we just created with the macvlan. Here's the initial one with the using the bridged LXD bridge interface. Alright, man, that's been a doozy, y'all. Hope y'all like that. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button for me. tap that post notification so you can be notified when I drop more video content. I hope this is a little long video that I came out with to bring this back to you guys, but I thought you all might like this. This is a very interesting piece of software, um, especially if you're in the container space realm. You want to start playing around with this. You can load this up right on your own machine. Containers don't use a lot of resources, so you're not looking at bloating down. As opposed to you running multiple virtual machines that you might have running. If you want to load up, turn you up a server and start playing around, create some type of server appliance, I say this is a perfect platform to try this out with, man. I've been your humble host, JC. I appreciate you guys joining me back today, coming back. We've been out of pocket for about 3 months with all the COVID stuff going on, so I'm trying to get back our momentum back. So keep me up there. Keep hitting that like button, like these videos, subscribe to that channel, post notification. Drop me a comment. Let me know if there's some content that you want to see, that you're interested in. But like I said, I hope this has been a very informative video for you. I hope you got something out of it. I'm your humble, gracious host, JC. I'm gonna see you on the next go round. Holla at me. Have a good day. Peace. Holla holla. I'm out.